Hello, everyone. Good day and welcome to Priceless Conversations. Firstly, I want to wish everybody a happy new year from wherever you are listening to us. I welcome you to 2026. I want to say thank you for staying with us all through 2025. And as we go into 2026, we have a lot of things in stock for you, and one of which is the Priceless Conversations. And I want to welcome us all to our first episode of Priceless Conversations. My name is Emmanuel Onomade, the founder of Priceless Tribe, the founder of Priceless Bookstores and everything priceless. Yeah, I want to welcome every one of us. This is Priceless Conversations. Now, firstly, what is Priceless Conversations? Priceless Conversation is from the topic or from the title itself. Priceless Conversation. It's a one-on-one conversation with members of the Priceless Tribe. So we'll be having every month. We'll be having members of the tribe on board, and we'll be talking. Just have a conversation centered around growth, centered around self-development. Okay. So today, which is our first event, our first of its kind, we'll be having our theme for this month is navigation around growth, navigation around faith, around leadership. And for that reason, today we are having a member of the tribe, someone who is a leader, is currently a student of the Federal University of Agriculture. I wanted to say Federal Republic of Nigeria. Is a student of the Federal University of Agriculture, is a doctor of animals, a vet doctor. Welcome with me, Doctor. Give us your name, please.
Yeah. So before you put me into trouble, I'm still a doctor in the making.
Okay.
Yeah, and so because one day maybe some of my lecturers may be watching this video, who knows, and they will make my own exam different from everybody. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm a final year student the College of Veterinary Medicine.
All right.
Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Of course, you graduated from the same prestigious university. If you say it's prestigious, I believe it's prestigious. So yeah, that's it's about me.
All right. You didn't mention your nickname, that because many people know you as your nickname.
Yeah. People know me as Barnakin, and the funny thing is that many people think I actually created that name by myself. That okay, Barnabas and then Akinyola.
Oh, really? That's not how it is.
So actually, it was when I got my first phone, right, and I was to create my Google account, my Gmail, and then Google gave me Barnakin 34 at Gmail, and so it was later I just started really realizing that okay, this actually makes sense, Barnabas, and I didn't even think about it. I just made it my pen name, and so people now know me as Barnakin.
So Gmail gave you a nickname.
Yes.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for coming on board. So before we go into what we have for today, how did you get to know Priceless Tribe or Priceless Bookstore itself? How did you get to know Priceless Bookstore? Can you just share it?
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting question. And one thing I'll start by saying this: at times when you are looking for something, you definitely find it. And as somebody that was in a point in my life, I really desired growth, and one of the ways I learned to pursue growth or to attain this thing is by knowledge and through reading books. And there was a particular day walking around school environment, I saw this banner on the wall. It was Priceless Bookstore, and I was like, I needed the place. They said, okay, they're selling Christian books, inspirational books and stuff, but I didn't see the bookstore. I only saw the banner. Then I was like, I'll save this contact. Then I reached out to the person, and I could not, I don't know, I think it was at the time when you're not really online or you're not really, so I was really looking for knowledge, and that's how I got. So a time now came, I just saw that contact again because my book blog was really not consistent, and so I saw that in contact. I reached out to you, and then I remember the first books I bought. There were 3 books I bought on fatherhood, and then on potentials too. There were 3 books I bought that day, and since that time, that was around end of 2023, beginning of 2024. That's when I reached out to you, and then I became a member of Priceless.
Oh wow. Thank you. And how has it been so far?
It's really been a wonderful thing. So it's one thing for you to want to buy a book. I've always been somebody that prioritize the relationship with whoever I consider as my plug or consider as my as who I will reach out to for something. I look beyond just coming to make transactions. I really want to have a relationship with that person. And so that was what I was able to find. I couldn't find in my previous plug. And this is not about comparing plugs. It's just that as human beings, we are social creatures. We should look beyond just making transactions. And so when I came and I met you, of course, yeah, Priceless, and then it was beyond just getting books. You recommended books. You could really tell them that this is what you feel about a particular book. This is what you feel about a particular aspect. And I could share my times where I was not really clear about, I was not really sure or certain about what I was looking for in the book, and I just had maybe just a slight idea of the thing. You could help me expound those ideas, and that's how the relationship has been. And look at where we are today. I'm really grateful
Well,
about
I like that part. That's look at where we are
yeah,
today.
look at where we are today.
Yeah. All right. So today we'll be talking about navigation through life, navigation through your growth journey, leadership. So the first thing I would love to know, I would love to ask you is that looking at your life currently, is there something you are still currently trying to navigate in your life currently?
Ah, yes, definitely. Everybody's always trying to navigate something at every point in their life, because we there's no human being that likes being stagnant.
Mm.
Every one of us desire progress, whatever we do. We No matter how we love somebody or love somewhere, except maybe in marriage that you are not supposed to look for another woman after that under normal circumstances.
Of course.
But apart from that, we always want to make progress, and one of the things everyone desires is direction. Everybody wants to know, okay, this is where I'm going, so that I will know how I'll put effort into it. And so the question will just be about my discipline, not about me in oblivion of what I'm supposed to do. And so for me, at the moment, I'm at the point of my life where, to an extent, I know quite a number of things. I've spent my time amassing knowledge, being very vast, and
Okay.
trying to know many things. But I'm at the point where there's a serious emphasis on implementing what I know, making impact in the lives of people with what I know, and having fruits and results to show for it. And so being I don't know, being introverted, there's something that it makes you almost feel you're independent, and then there are times in your life you now realize that bitter truth that you can never do life on your own. And so I'm getting to understand that I really need people around me, and that's one of the things this Priceless Tribe has afforded me. You have people that can support your dreams, have people that can give you that push that you need, have people that can cheer you on. Apart from your family members and your loved ones, there's so much they can do. You still have a need for other people that are also like-minded, people that are visionary like you, people that also have the same desire to move from where they are to where they want to go to. So for me, it's just that emphasis of making impact where I am with the knowledge I've gotten, and so that there can be room for more, and then also people's life can be blessed. And so I'm taking advantage of mentors. I'm taking advantage of my contemporaries, my peers. I'm taking advantage of so-called or supposedly called subordinates, those younger than you, because they are looking up to me, and then I should be able to test my material with them free of charge, and then with my peers, and then also seek knowledge from those who are ahead of me to be able to bless those ones, and so that when the time truly comes for me to deliver value, I will not be stranded. I will really have something to.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Now, looking at, this is January for 2026. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but there's this way 2026 is looking more serious than 2025.
Yeah.
Generally,
Yes.
not just me. Like generally, looking at social media, looking at retreats, conferences, and all of that.
Back to back.
Like you would see, there's this way that 2026 is looking more serious.
More serious.
It's looking more serious. It's just like if you're not serious in this 2026, it's I don't know. There's this way 2026 is. Yeah, I've been feeling it since crossover.
All right.
Yeah, but now, how about now? Because the goal of this section, the goal of this session rather, is to render help, to render clarity to people who are fighting clarity, who are seeking clarity rather. So now, from experience, is there a time in your life where you lacked clarity, you lacked direction, you don't know the next step? Have you ever experienced such a season in your life?
Yes, I've had the experience of that season. That was 2024. So 2024 was was both like a breaking down too for me. Like
Mm.
things I thought I had built to an extent, and I realized I was actually joking, and
Mm.
is something that you feel as is supposed to be unexpected, so, from somebody like me, as the way people perceive me then. But the
Mm.
truth of the matter is that I really needed clarity, and so first of all, I've always wanted to be a veterinarian since I was a child. I've never thought about any other thing. So all my life has been revolving around I'll become a vet one day because of my passion for
Mm.
animals. And sometimes I wonder if that passion is still there, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So entering vet school, and I started realizing that before I would start touching animals, I first touch theories, touch a lot of
Mm. Mm.
skeletons, touch a lot of things that don't look like what I thought. I was only shown the end when I was a child. I was not shown the process to
Mm.
getting to that end. And so, and I didn't realize the cost of the journey. I only knew just the basic, just like when you start on a journey, you just know, okay, this is the first fare you spend, you know that we still get end another, those kind of thing. And so, getting to that point in 2024, I had a major setback academically, and then it made me, the implication of that setback was that I had a lot of time to myself. I was offering only one course,
Mm.
and so for a whole session, imagine that kind of thing. And so I had quite a lot, just like a child that used to give maybe 100 naira for transport or for feeding, for pocket money, and then started giving the child 100,000 naira, the same
Mm.
child. So I had so much time in my hands, and it gave room for lots of thoughts to start roaming around my mind. I started wondering, okay, what exactly is life all about? Why exactly am I on earth? Started asking myself those questions, and I desperately needed answers. I've gotten a lot of ideas and thoughts from people, reading their books, listening to them, but I really needed to have this experience. I really needed to know exactly what life was about, and not to even sound religious, but the truth of the matter is I could only find it when I started studying the scriptures. I started studying the scriptures. I was raised by godly parents, definitely. I've studied the Bible, taught a lot of things about Christ. I already accepted the life of Christ and that. But the truth of the matter is that I really needed to know a lot about myself, and who else will I meet apart from the person that created me. And so I started reading, and then he started giving me a lot of consolation, a lot of reassurance that this way I'm going to, this is what I'm supposed to do. I found my purpose clearly that time. I found exactly where it was. I started having a lot of, because it gave me a lot of room to meditate, a lot of room to reflect on life. So the products of my meditation and my reflections were the things I started documenting, and then people started saying, oh, you can write, you can actually do something. And so a lot of things were happening to me that time, but the only way that thing could happen was when I sought the person that created me. Then I started meeting with a lot of people. That time afforded me the opportunity to read a lot of books. I read a lot of books during that time. I met with a lot of people. I implemented what I learned most of that time, and to a large extent, it made me strong enough and solid to be able to move into 2025 and even up to this 2026 where I am today.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. While you were talking, you were talking about a major setback
Yes.
and how that, even though it was a season of setback, you saw opportunity in it. Yeah. And I'm trying to zoom into that for the sake of our audience,
Yeah.
because so that they can understand that at the point of a setback, only if they can permit a change of perspective, there's possibility of seeing an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because someone else could have probably been depressed from the setback you mentioned, be depressed, and we've had people that have probably that have committed suicide
Mm-hmm.
for this particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you are telling me that, or you are telling us that it was during this period you had time to read books, you had time to network with people properly,
Mm-hmm.
you had time to even focus on your purpose, or no, to
Discover the
discover your
purpose.
purpose.
Exactly.
And we're talking about purpose because that's my home zone.
Yeah, everybody knows you are the purpose guy. Purpose in motion.
Oh yes, you mentioned that, so I had to write it down. When you said the way you said it was that I found, like, you pinpoint like this, you did like this. I found my
Yeah.
purpose where it is. Like
Yes.
you were talking about like a location.
Yes.
How like explain, like, because you pinpointed
I
something.
reported some.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Zoom in,
actually,
please.
I actually salute your observation skills, because because it became so personal to me. Like, I'm even adjusting my scene. Like, I had to prove, because I remember that day. And again, the truth of the matter is, except I want to lie,
Okay.
this is what worked for me, this is what I did. So sometimes some people may not find it, and it's okay. You will always find your own way, but it's something that works for me. I'll talk about. So I remember, I was reading the scriptures one day. One particular night, I woke up in the morning, and I'm not trying to be dramatic here.
Okay.
It's just something that happened. I just opened this by Isaiah chapter 50, verse 4, and then it looked as if every other scripture in that book, like, went blurred, and that was the only one that stood out in that place. And I saw it, like, it really made so much sense to me that the Lord has given me the tongue of the learned, and you make me to understand even things. He will teach me, wake my ear to hear. He will teach me what I'm supposed to teach other people, so that when I'm, even through the pain I've had, even things that I've experienced, I can also bless the life of other people. And when I saw that scripture, Isaiah chapter 50, verse 4, it just made so much sense to me that everything I've passed through was for that particular. And then, so what happened, the following thing that happened was that sense of urgency landed upon me. And so, if God is going to waken somebody to learn, then that person has to have this heart of learning. And how will you learn if it's not through books? So by force, I had to start reading books. I had to start, because it looks as if time, I started understanding that God, and I have to bring this balance. God was not the author of the misfortune. He didn't make me have that issue. It was carelessness and many other things in between, and just ignorance of certain things. But because of His mercy, there's something that just made me just understand that, that all things work together for good to them that love Him. And so He could able to make everything work together for my good. And so that season, I started looking at it. It was like a countdown. I know that I'll soon resume normal school, but what will happen during that time? I don't want to lose. It's just like football. You can lose at home. You can you lose a week. I don't know. I don't want it to be like that. So I had to start working on myself. And the beautiful thing is that it is one thing for you to run ahead and say you want to work on yourself, but it's another thing for you to have this guiding by the Holy Spirit. And I'll round up by this thing. He led me to Psalms chapter 32, verse 8. It says, I will teach you and instruct you in the way you will go. I will guide you with my eyes. And it was his curriculum I was using during that time. And that was actually how I got
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. So the place you were pinpointing at, you're actually talking of a Bible verse.
Yes, it was a Bible verse.
Okay.
Yes, situation.
Okay. All right. Now, being since you are a leader, and to who much is given, much is expected. If you are in the position of leadership, and for our listeners, our tribe members and extended listeners who are probably occupying positions of leadership, there's something that comes with leadership, and that is expectation. Yeah, there is expectations from leaders. People expect that at least everything.
You have it all figured out.
Yeah, like you have an answer for everything. But to be realistic, like to be very, very human and realistic, has there been any point in time as a leader where you've been under pressure to have an answer? Like you actually don't have an answer for what this person came for. The person needs an answer for something. The person needs a solution to a problem, but you don't have anything to offer. Has there been any period like that?
Yeah, there have been periods like that. Although I will not say a specific one, but I think one of them happened recently, right? Somebody entered the room, although it's something I can relate to. Someone entered a place where I was studying, which is a general room, or so the person just finished an exam, and immediately I just asked, how was the exam? The person just burst into tears.
Wow.
Really, like, serious tears. And then at that point, like, everything just froze in my own mind. Like this, and I realized, okay, what will I tell this person at this particular time? Should I hug the person? I don't know. I cannot hug the person. The person is a lady. I was like this, because some of us are not really like really cool with. Then I was like, oh, this as a leader. And there's something you talked about that expectations are usually very high. And one of the issues I've had recently, or in my experience as a leader, is that it becomes more difficult when most of the people that look up to you as a leader are not really building themselves, are not really taking time to. There's a limit to what. Imagine if we never did our own role in terms of maybe hygiene and feeding, and every issue we have, we're always going to the doctor. Like doctors will be dying really young, and to be ironic, that doctors are dying young because they're the ones that are supposed to be helping us to live long.
Yes.
Understand? But because we've learned our own role, our own part to play when it comes to taking up nutrition, everything. So it is the bigger issues, the more serious ones that come to the leader, and that's where the issue is, because the serious ones will come to you, and the ones that you consider trivial will come to you. So as much as I'll be getting a lot of wins or victory from the trivial ones, a day will come, a day always comes when the big ones will come to you, when something you've never experienced, that you can never reference. There are times when, for the example I gave now, somebody, I have a lot of archives when it comes to academic challenges, but what about when somebody brings issues about, let's say, a deep emotional hurt, and coming from a home where there's also love and not, I really don't have any reference, then how do I now go about it? I remember in those times, what I do with them first is to listen. I take time to listen to them. And during the time of listening, in my mind, I'm searching, I'm paying attention, I'm looking at the person's body language, I'm listening to my mind, what exactly this person is trying to communicate. There's a lot of words, but there's a central message that this person needs help. But how exactly, I'm not really concerned about what I know, that how will this person see me if I'm unable to bring, does the person actually even need a solution, or if it's just a listening ear? So how am I able to differentiate? There are times when the person doesn't even need anything from you, and then I'm under pressure to, like, let me advise the person. The person is trying to just hear my heart out, just hear me out. And so I've been able to distinguish between both of them, and I know that this person just wants me to listen. And so in my body language, in the way I've learned a lot about listening skills, I'm able to give that person attention. And then when there's need for maybe a solution or advice, usually males need advice, women or females just need you to listen to them. And so I know that in my heart I'm starting to listen, and then I'm listening to whispers from God too, that this is exactly what this person needs, and this is how you say it. And so even if I've not experienced that thing, I'm able to give solution. I'm able to offer counsel, offer advice. But there are times when the truth of the matter is I don't have anything to say, and that's the time when I pray with the person or just speak a word. And there are times when I will speak, and the truth of the matter is I didn't premeditate these things. It's just coming, and I'm even shocked that what is coming out of my mouth. But then I realized that it is just a heart of love. When you have a heart of love for people, then there will always be a way out. There will always be substance, because God sees your heart too for them.
Wow. If I was writing while you were talking, I won't be able to listen. And because you actually wrote, you actually spoke about a lot of things.
All right.
From what you answered, there was a whole lot in everything that you said. A whole lot. From gender difference, you were talking about how that a guy would normally want an answer, but a lady might probably just want a listening ear. So you must be able to discern that what does this person want as a leader. So a leader should be able to know what the follower or the person who comes to him wants.
Exactly.
Does this person want a listening ear or an answer or prayer? Okay.
Yeah.
Then there was something that you actually mentioned that actually struck me, and that was when you were talking about the importance of growth on the aspect of the followers, not just the leader now. Because it lessens the burden on the shoulder of the leader. Okay. If they are growing to a certain extent, there will be a limit to the problem they will be bringing. You used medicine as an example. I really love that. Thank you. So now, considering the fact that this is a new year, this is January, a lot of people came into 2026 confused, not knowing what to do, and plus the pressure that comes with New Year resolutions. People are having plans here and there. Social media people are having vision board for 2026, and it's like, what am I doing with my life? So if there's any listener or any of our follower out there that is confused as to what to do with 2026, I don't know what I want to do, I don't have any plans, what advice do you have for them in navigating for clarity?
I think that's actually a very, very important question. First of all, entering a new year, especially if your birthday is on January 1st, the first thing you think about is, what age am I even turning this year? And then for people, there are people that you look at, Jesus, I'm old. I'm old. And then that reality hits you at that time. then you now start saying, okay, let me see package, let me see, let everything still look as if I have everything under control. And then it is with that zeal. Now that is zeal. You are
Okay.
entering there's a lot of energy, depending on how you cried during the crossover night, or how you prayed, or the way you felt bad when you went home during maybe Christmas, and then you were just looking, you could not offer, it's only advice you were giving, people were dropping money, and then you could not do, you only giving yourself, and then make you to just sit down and just think and say, why has my life been like this? Then without reflection, you now decide that no, 2026 will be better. But what is your definition of better? You never sat down to define what better is. Better is relative to everybody, to where you are coming from and to where you are going to. So you have to even define what does better mean to you. And then you also have to, this is a consolation, you have to even look at it that this year, every year actually has 12 months. And there's a reason why we not just have that year just going straight like that. It's specifically divided into 12 months so that you can be able to and these 12 months, this year can also be divided into quarters. Before you now even talk about each month of the year, we can even talk about each week of the month, and talk about each day of the week, each hour of the day, each minute of each hour, each second of each minute. So there's a need for you to be able to split this thing. And then although you have your definition of better, as I said, which is your vision, which is your desire, which is your goal, which is the target you have for the year, but you should be able to have this actionable plan. Then definitely there are a lot of books, a lot of podcasts you listen to, a lot of teachings. People will say their opinion about everything, but they are not you. They are not you. They've not, some of them they've not lived with you. They don't know how your family is like. They don't know your background. They don't even know your purpose. They don't know your vision. So as much as you are going to gather all these resources, you have to bring it into context. You have to know, okay, this is where I'm at the moment. Don't despise the fact that this is where you are. Don't despise the fact that this is where you are coming from. Don't despise the fact that this is the resource that you have with you. And then it may look as if you may not be able to afford the goals you put in front of you, but to give you a step forward in that direction, that okay, how do I now get what I need to make this better that I've defined to become a reality? And that's when you start developing certain relationships with people. You start getting certain materials, knowledge in line with what you have. Remember, you have to be focused. You already know what you've defined. You don't want to cry again by December, the same way you cried the previous year. By the time you're entering 2027, you are just, it's a continuation, not necessarily a new start, as it were, the way we define it. Just like one thing you said last year, I saw it on your status. You said that 2026 has started already. Since 2025, and that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a smooth transition. Yes, the year is divided, or your years of your life are divided, and then the months of the year are also divided. But it's just to be able to help us know that the mistakes we made before have gone with that time, and then we have an opportunity for a fresh start. Yes, there will definitely be maybe consequences from the mistake we made in the past, but we have an opportunity to make corrections and make the best of it. So my admonition to anybody trying, take it a step at a time. Just like the Priceless Tribe, the purpose in motion. We're taking each step. Though we are making these steps in shaky legs, we are not really sure about, okay, how do we may not even see the full but we are taking each step. We are making sure that we are not where we used to be. Each new day, each day we are better than we were. We are closer to our goal. We are closer to the better me we desire. Yes, it's a new me, and a new year, but it also has to be in line with the context of where we are coming from, where we are currently, and the better the target, the goal we have for 2026. And I think
wow. That was beautiful. From what you said, it's actually it gives a call for self-reflection. For self-reflection, because we are talking about the importance of history, knowing where you are coming from.
Yes, sir.
Then your resources at hand, what you have at hand, then your own definition of better, because a podcaster's definition of better might be different from what you want for your own better, and a lot of that. So all of those is gotten from the place of, okay, let me sit down and think about it. Okay, where am I coming from? My background, the kind of people I left at home, and all of that. Yeah. So that will be all for this session of Priceless Conversation. I hope you enjoyed your time with Barnakin, and myself. The session is to ensure that we all travel through 2026 with clarity, without confusion, without the pressure of wanting to make a point, wanting to prove a point, wanting to just to do something.
Exactly.
Okay, so I believe that you enjoyed every part of the session. And once again, I want to say thank you to Barnakin for making time to come around. He's currently having his exams and he still made time to show up for Priceless Conversations.
Anything for the tribe.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, so to every one of us out there, both members of Priceless Tribe and those that are non-members of the tribe, we want to say thank you for joining us today. We really, really appreciate you for your time. And if you're interested in joining the community, there is an organic community, WhatsApp community for us. In case you are interested in joining, you can do well to signify in the comment section. Thank you very much. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button.
Very important.
So that when next we'll be having our coming episodes, you will be aware and do well to engage. It is very, very, very important. Thank you. Do you have a last sentence, a last word to give people?
Yeah, well, they're not my words, right? They are his words. And so that you keep on making that movement, even though it's with shaky legs, you don't have full clarity, but still keep on making those steps. You meet those people, and then you get everything you need, but it will never come and meet you at home.
So according to our cliche, our slang, our word in the tribe, we make giant strides, even with shaky legs. We walk with shaky legs, even if our legs are shaky, even if we are unsure, even if we don't have all the resources, we ensure we make the move. All right, thank you very much. Love you.
Bye bye.